Hi everyone, my name is Taylor. I am from the University of Rhode Island. I am a pharmacy major, a sophomore, and I'm here studying in Perth, Australia. When I first chose to study abroad, this was probably the one thing I was most nervous about because I had to take some of my pre-pharmacy classes here in Australia, and I was just worried that it was going to be too much and too hard because Australian classes are harder than the US. But I managed it very well. I'm doing very well in my classes. It's very easy to balance both. You just have to put time away for school, like go to class, and then when you don't have class, explore around, travel, and that's how I am able to balance both. Kind of bouncing off of what I just said. So the grading and class credits are a bit different. So 3 Australian credits is 4 in the US because it is a bit harder. And then the scaling is also different. So like an A in Australia is from an 80 to 100 range, while an A at URI is about a 93 to 100. And then we also don't do like pluses or minuses, so no A or A minus. It's just one letter grade. And the grading scale is a bit wider because the classes are harder, so it gives you more room to pass. Yes, I made great friends. So I met so many people that I never thought I would meet. I met people from Sweden, Switzerland, Spain, the US, like so many other places, Singapore, like anywhere you can imagine. And it's just great because everyone's so different, but like we all came here, so we all have that in common, and we just became a lot closer, like hanging out on campus, like going out into the city, the beaches. Like it's been great, and I'm gonna be so sad when I have to say goodbye. I chose Australia because it's always been a goal of mine to travel to every continent. I knew when I went to Australia, I wanted to be there for a long time. So I was like, perfect. I can study abroad there. I can travel to Asia and surrounding countries. So that's why I chose Australia. And I also like that AIFS included the Pacific Studies, which is when we stayed a week in Fiji, which I'll talk about in the next slide, because that was like one of the greatest experiences too. So a typical day, I would say for me, is probably either when I have lab, which is Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday when I have my art class and my medical microbiology lecture. So I'll wake up, there's a food court on campus which has any type of food you want, and then there's also coffee shops too, so I'll usually get something to eat and drink, go to class, go to lab, go to art, come back, go to the gym, shower, and then usually my friends will hit the beach, which is really nice. So there's a bunch like Fremantle, Scarborough, which is all included in the student bus pass to get there. Or we'll go into the city for dinner, see a movie. Like there's so much you could do. What I miss most about Rhode Island, I would say, is probably all of my friends, which I have hanging up on my wall. I miss just being able to see them every day, like studying with them. And then I miss obviously 𝗟𝗘𝗧'𝗦, which is like a super fun spot in Rhode Island near URI. But I'm so glad I was able to do this, like study abroad, because being a pharmacy major, it's very challenging to be able to go abroad because the curriculum is so strict. So I thank URI for that very much. And I'm excited to be back and see everyone, but I'm gonna miss Perth so much. I think my favorite memory in Perth so far has been going to 𝗟𝗚𝗧 Island. So you take the bus from Murdoch to Fremantle, which is like 15 minutes. Then you take a ferry from Fremantle to 𝗟𝗚𝗧 Island, which is like 20 minutes. So close. And it is the prettiest place I think I've ever been to. I'll post all about it on the next slide, and it's so fun. I go with my friends. It's just the best time. The animals are the cutest things too. So I have a bunch of different trips planned this whole semester I've been here. So far, the ones I've done have been Sydney, Bali, Thailand, and then I'm going to, in this upcoming month, Singapore, Japan, and Vietnam. So I'll do a collage on Bali and Thailand because that was amazing. So I would say that's probably my favorite so far. But I'm looking forward to this upcoming week because I'm going to Japan, and then I'm also going up north to Northern Australia in Coral Bay. So I'm so excited for all of that too. I think my favorite aspect of Australia that is different from the States would be the animals. They are so cute. I'm used to like squirrels and deers, but here we have like 𝗟𝗘𝗧'𝗦, like the prettiest birds. Like I just love all the nature and the animals, and they're just like the cutest things ever. So I've seen kangaroos a couple times. Once when I went to the park, they had like a kangaroo park, so that was super fun. You got to like touch them, feed them. I'll do a slide on the next page of all the kangaroos I've seen. And then in the wilds on the road trip down south near 𝗟𝗘𝗧'𝗦, Margaret River, there was a bunch of them just like jumping around. They're not wild here in Murdoch or in actual Perth, but in like the nature outback you'll see them all the time. So Perth is the second biggest city in Australia, and I'm from New York, so I'm very close to the city, so I was expecting almost like a New York City, but I'm super glad it's not as big. There's so much you can do there, like the best vibe ever, like especially the weekends. Everyone's out, like all the restaurants, shops, stores, like it's just such a fun place to be, and everyone's spirits and energy is always up, and you meet so many people. So being a pharmacy major at URI, I am taking classes related to pharmacy because it's a very strict curriculum, so you need to have all of your pharmacy prereqs done by the end of sophomore year. So I'm taking medical microbiology, and then I'm taking Art 101, which is just an elective where we like learn about the history of Australia. We go on little field trips to like, we went to Perth City Farm, and we're learning like the art aspect of Australia, which is really fun too. I hope everyone enjoyed my Instagram takeover. I totally recommend studying abroad. I love it here in Australia. There's so much around, so many other neighboring countries that I'm so grateful I got to visit, and I hope everyone has a good day.